This guy here is just not cutting it for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I also thought about growing a beard for this video, so let me know if you think I look good with a beard or if you don't. Because to me, personally, I think I have too much of a baby face still, so my hopes and dreams of becoming Iron Man 2 or Tony Stark with that little awesome beard that I always thought about growing up, it's just really not going to happen for my early 20s.
I'm currently restarting my PC because I'm trying to record this simple video of why I'm
Going with a workstation instead of a gaming PC, and this is the exact reason. I have not even been able to film the intro of this video yet, and I'm already having problems.
I look like an absolute deadbeat. You guys can be honest. If you guys haven't already heard me say multiple times before, my gaming PC, it's on its last leg. It either needs a new CPU, a new GPU, or it needs both. At this point in time, with all my video editing, with After Effects, Adobe Premiere, I mean, all your different media encoders and everything, and like Audition stuff, this gaming PC is not meant for all of that stuff. It's more so meant for just gaming. Now, the occasional edit, that's fine. But with what I do, it's not handling very well anymore. And this has been like this every single day for the past 4 years. Yeah, 4 years every day for about 10 hours a day. So yeah, this PC I think I kind of killed. And basically today, I want to kind of summarize the whole thing of why a workstation could possibly benefit me and to see whether or not I could actually make it into a gaming PC as well. For those of you who don't know, a workstation is basically a gaming PC on overkill. The GPU is incredible. The processor obviously is incredible, but you're paying a very hefty price for this. So what we're going to do is, since I got the Digital Storm gaming PC, I'm going to go ahead and look at their most basic workstation. So without further ado, let's get to reviewing the workstation of a pre-build by Digital Storm.
Yay, now my webcam won't turn on and OBS won't recognize the freaking cam. So, looks like we're using this bad boy.
So anyways, we fixed it, sort of. Webcam's not working, but it is what it is. So we have desktops, laptops, workstations, and obviously a community tab on digitalstorm.com. So let's go to workstations. Now, as you guys can see, there's quite a few options. Sort of. Well, there's one for engineering, there's one for studio, and there's one for data science. So let me just tell you this: when you're in engineering and you're doing all these different softwares, I'm not saying it's less complex of a render than like if you're doing like video editing and stuff. It's depending on what you're doing. Okay, I honestly don't know. The studio is what we're gonna be looking at, and this is video editing, VFX, and graphics. This starts at $2,600. If you're thinking I could theoretically go with the engineering one, again, it's all different components designated for that specific purpose. So it's not like I can just go with that. Now we're on here. Dude, this thing has 64 core processors. My gaming PC right now, the computer that I have, I kid you not, has 8. You have 8 times the amount of cores I do in just the CPU. It has 5.2 gigahertz of turbo boost. Okay, first off, I'm pretty sure that's in every CPU overclock, but I could be wrong. Maybe the turbo is something different. 2 terabytes of memory. That's quite a lot. Actually, for a workstation, that's not really that much. 2 terabytes would actually probably get used up pretty quickly. I'll be honest with you. 2 times the compute of GPUs. So it has 2 GPUs. That is wild. I don't know what kind of GPUs, but I'm guessing they're not going to be the ones. We have 7 gigabytes per second SSD read speeds. That is insane. Right now, with 2 SSDs, I have, let's see, 56, I believe, or 52. Let's just go 52 just to be on the safe side. So I have a 52, and then I have a 36, I believe. So I'm basically slightly pushing one of them on here. 7 gigabytes of SSD read speed. That's a lot. That's amazing. 48 terabytes of storage space. Okay, so this is actually where it's a lot. Like 48 terabytes is a lot. That is 48,000 gigabytes. That's a lot. So obviously this is made for Adobe After Effects, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, like all the normal editing, and then you get to your 3D like Cinema 4D, Blender especially. I don't know what these other guys are, the 3Ds, Max, Maya. I know what Unreal Engine is, Unity as well, but I don't know what these other ones are, but it's a lot. Like, it can handle a nice play. So obviously you guys can see, like, it's definitely not a gaming PC, but it's more or less a tiny super computer. Obviously, if Red Studios uses it, I'm pretty sure you're solid. Apple included, 20th Century Studios, like all huge names here. I'm not exactly sure what ISV certified means, but oh wait, NVIDIA Quadro RTX graphics cards are the studio drivers deliver a new level of hardware acceleration. So, wow, this thing has a freaking Quadro RTX Studio version. Is an RTX 8000. This blower type though, that sucks, but that GPU is insanely nice. It can, oh my god. If you were to get this just as with the CPU and GPU, if you're doing this with a gaming PC, let me just say this in context. If you were to get this workstation and use it as a gaming PC, you would have no problem. Also, you would also have a very low chance of crashes when you're coming to high probability of editing. Oh my god, this one has a Titan's graphics card in it. That's crazy. I've never seen one of those. Those things are like 10 grand. You got your obviously in-house supports and whatnot. So now let's get to the actual setup. So you have the Slade Studio, Velux Studio, and Aventum Studio. So obviously, Aventum Studio, this thing's going to be massive. Obviously, it's $4,800. I mean, that makes sense. We are actually going to go and do the cheapest one, which is the Slade Studio. So just off the bat, it has 18 core processors. So it's just 2 times the amount of core processors that I have, which is still really nice. For a workstation, it's basically like an overkill PC again. 18 core processors for a workstation may be a little on the lower end. You might need the 64, honestly. 256 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 32 in my gaming PC. 2 dedicated GPUs. Awesome. We already know that. Up to 42 terabytes of solid-state storage. Okay. Wait, huh? Did I read that correctly? 42 terabytes of SSD? That is a lot. Including the 40 terabytes of hard drive storage. Okay, so for $2,600, this is what you get. Okay, so now we get to more series. Wow. So we have a Intel Core i9, AMD Ryzen, and Intel Core i9 Extreme, or the X series. Okay, I'm not too familiar with those guys. These guys here, the Intel i9 and the Ryzen, good. So, wow, for literally $1 less, you can get the Ryzen. So, let's just think about this real quick. So you have an i9 12900K versus an AMD Ryzen 9 5950X. I'm pretty sure those GPUs are damn near the same. I could be totally wrong though. This i9 12900K is just a little bit better than mine. I have a, actually, it's a, I should say this. It's a whole generation a whole lot better than mine, but I'm not a big fan of Intel anymore. 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM to 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. Okay. I mean, that's what I have in my PC right now. So maybe it is the better choice of going more because 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM for a workstation is pretty bad. A Quadro P2000 graphics. Yeah, I mean, it's a Quadro, so it's Quadro Studio, so it better be good. P2000 versus a P8000. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the beginning workstation's not really all that good. I mean, I'm not saying it's not good. It's just for a workstation, you might as well just go a little bit more. 500 gigabytes of M.2 SSD, I believe. That's pretty shit. I'm not gonna lie. I have 2 terabytes now in my gaming PC, so I'm already better than that. 500 gigabytes of, oh, so that's OS and apps. Then you have scratch disk, so technically 1 terabyte of SSD. That's not bad. Okay, well, actually, that's pretty shitty for a workstation. Yeah, it's pretty shitty. I'm already beating the gaming PC here. 2 terabytes of data storage. That's actually really bad. Wow, 2 terabytes, bro. So essentially, anything that you're doing with editing, you're going to 110% like be out of storage within a month if you're using your workstation correctly. Windows 11 Pro. Okay, well, cool. So the only real difference is the processor, and that's a little scary to be paying that much money for a processor like this. So reality is, in conclusion, the beginning or the beginner workstation to transfer it into a gaming PC will no doubtly be overkill for you. But for a workstation, do I personally think it is worth it? No. For a workstation, especially in video editing and a lot of motion graphics and After VFX and SFX, I'm not gonna lie, this is really bad. You're better off going with probably the Velux. I'm gonna see what these guys are. Yeah, you have the Threadripper. Okay, again, guys, $10,000. Like, the purpose of a workstation is to really understand everything that goes on with video editing. Like, it's a lot to handle. It has 2 terabytes of data storage and whatnot. Again, it's probably going to be something where it's just like they come in shipments, so that's what they provide. It's definitely not enough space. It really is not. Obviously, the processors are insane. It's got 64 gigabytes of RAM. Now, that's still kind of 128 is like that minimum where I feel like you should be there. I don't know what ECC is though. ECC DDR4. I don't know what that is. But obviously, like, insane CPUs. Honestly, if I were to do anything, I would go with the Threadripper because I've heard they're really nice. Okay, just for ha-has, let's go to the Eventum. Wow, they're almost the exact same. I'm sorry, $18,000. What does this have? An Intel Xenon W3375. Clearly the processor is very nice. Wow, 18 grand. Obviously the DDR4 RAM is finally good. Oh, the RTX GPU is 8,000. Okay, wow. So I guess you have to spend almost 20 grand just to have a decently awesome workstation. Again, by no means am I saying the other ones are crap. I'm just saying for a workstation, this is like what you should get. Wow, 18 grand? Bro, that's a whole car payment. As I was customizing this workstation in the checkout area, I noticed that it still was missing a lot of key items, such as SSD and hard drive space. When you have something this big, and there's still not enough for it, and you're paying almost $20,000, you want to make sure you get everything. This is why you don't do a pre-build. 19 grand. And you don't even get everything that you should get with this. I mean, yes, obviously the is really nice, but 19 grand? Bro, Digital Storm's like overcharging. That's a lot. I'm probably gonna get so much hate on this video just based on the things that I'm saying, but did anybody ever think that you'd be paying 19 grand for the best of the best pre-build workstation? Did you? I bet you didn't. Bro, that's so much money.